What is up, guys? I am back. I finished my first month as a UPS package handler full-time. So first things first, I'm not inside of my car today because my phone ran out of battery when I got out of UPS and I didn't have a charger with me. So this is how it goes. This is my room. This is on the 30th day at UPS. This is a Saturday morning for me working full-time, and it's been quite a long and rough trip. So I want to divide this video into multiple parts. The intro and what happened today, my whole experience here at UPS, what I've learned from all the experiences, one short story, and lastly, what I think about UPS overall as a whole after 1 month of working here. I hope this helps you guys, and hope you guys enjoy the video. If you like it, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe. So to start off the intro, my name is Akemi. I'm an Asian. From the first looks of it, I'm not a guy that will work at UPS. I'm a very, very short guy. I'm only 5, maybe 3, maybe not even 5'4" yet. So very, very short. So a lot of the packages are going to be going way above my height. So I have to use extra arm strength to get there. I'm also a little bit chubby. Well, I was a little bit chubby before I got in here. So I'm going to touch upon that a little bit more. I'm a gamer, video gamer, and I like anime, all this stuff in the background. That's my hobby. That's what I enjoy. If you don't like it, you can leave. My background, I come from a family that is very, very work oriented. My dad is somebody who works really hard at work, but when he's at home, not so much, just a little bit lazy, likes to slack off, hang around with friends and whatnot, drink. Then my mom, she's a workaholic. She works pretty much 7 days a week. And when I asked her to take days off and, I would pay for her and everything, let's say like she makes 110 on a day that she works, I would gladly be able to give her 110 so she can just not work that day. But she insists on working, so she just really, really likes it, because I think that the way she thinks is if she doesn't work, then she wouldn't have anything else to do. So since you put those two together, and also because I'm an only child, putting everything together, I get half the traits from my dad. So I'm pretty much a lazy bum that pretty much stays at home and plays video games prior to working here. And at the same time, when there's work that I have to do, I just get my ass and just do it, because it's just who I am. So right now I'm currently enrolled in college. I'm going to go to my senior year. So you guys are probably wondering why I'm working at UPS in the first place. For this summer, I wanted a job that paid fairly well. When I say fairly well, I'm at 15 or higher. I couldn't land any internships because I'm not the most sociable kind of guy. I'm a guy that, sometimes people look at me and they're like, oh shit, they're gonna beat me up, or why is this guy always angry? And that's just my resting face. Sometimes when I work, sometimes my co-workers think I'm like angry, so they try not to approach me, but I just have that face when I work. So putting those two things together, I wasn't able to land an internship. I had over 8 interviews, but didn't land any of it, including one at a supermarket nearby. So that got me down in the dumps for a while. Then I applied to UPS, and they pretty much accepted me immediately. Sort of. So I was supposed to get paid $11 an hour part-time, but I wasn't able to commit to staying there for a whole year to be able to work part-time, because I am not going to be in the area. I'm going to be going out of town. So driving back and forth to UPS just to work, especially for minimum wage, wasn't going to cut it for me. So I told them I had experience working in a factory, which I do. I used to work in a factory for 60 hours a week in the previous few summers. And they were quite impressed with that and said that they might call me back for a summer spot. So it's kind of like a summer intern, except there's not really much to be interning. It's just a summer temporary job where I would get paid $18.75 an hour. That's a lot more substantial, and I can definitely deal with that. So after more and more interviews that I couldn't get through, I finally landed this job, and they just called me in. They said, "You're working on Monday," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm working on Monday," and I come in, and that's pretty much how my journey started. So next, I'm going to be talking about what happened today overall. So today was my 30th day here, working full-time. Full-time as in I'm working from 11:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. or whenever overtime finishes. If you've been watching my other videos of my daily vlogs for the first 5 days, I pretty much break it down into what happens during the day and how I feel about it before and after. So today, during the night shift, which is 11:30 to 3:30, I did completely fine. I was on pretty much one trailer and me, and I was actually having a fairly easy time. Like, I couldn't think of any times where it was really rough except for like maybe 2 minutes because I'm so used to it. I'll get to more of that, getting used to the mindset in the experience. Sorry I worded that really poorly. I'm very tired. So one small thing happened. Well, I guess it's major in the eyes of the supervisor. Is somebody put a leaking package on the pink belt, which is the belt that, drops onto the floor. That's probably by accident, but this was leaking paint and it was spreading to other packages. So this caused like a really huge delay in getting all the shipments done on time, and our supervisors kind of berated us about it. Didn't really yell at us about it, but just told us to be careful and make sure if you see someone handling that sort of package, you're supposed to tell the supervisor right away so they can get written up. So fast forward, we're going into the preload shift. Preload means we're loading the brown trucks to drive around all day. So today is Saturday. UPS does Saturday deliveries now. Usually on this day, it's pretty bad because there's only maybe 6 or 7 of us, as I said before, in day 5 working, and there's exactly only 7 of us working. But we had he's not a new supervisor, but a supervisor that came back from vacation. He came back and pretty much organized all of us to do work and do the work efficiently. So it was running fine for the first maybe 3.5 hours. Completely fine, no problems. None of the packages were falling off the belt. Everything was going smoothly. It was a little bit slow, but then the last 30 minutes rolled around and all of a sudden it started picking up. The packages kept coming back from the reverse belt. It's not called the reverse belt, but the rebound belt, where everything we missort just comes back onto that belt. So apparently there were so many missorts today that I ended up leaving at 9:20, which is 50 minutes behind schedule. That was pretty bad, but honestly, it's pretty normal for that to happen. I was just surprised at the degree of how long it was going to take for us to get out of there, because on Saturdays we usually leave a little bit early, like 8:20, 8:30. So today was a little bit different. Our new supervisor helped us a lot. He gave us tips and tricks how to do the packages faster. So I was actually glad that there's a supervisor this time, because on Saturdays there's usually not a supervisor, and that sucks. So looking back at my experience for the past 30 days at UPS, I know this may not seem like a long time for all the people that have been working for a long time. I've known some people that worked there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Some guys in the comments have been working there for 8 years or 9 years or whatever. But this is mostly for the people that want to work UPS long time or long term, and they want to see the progression of how I got from pretty much being a lazy Asian kid all the way to somebody that can handle the work. So what happened in the experience? Let me recap on the first couple of days. First day I came in, 11:30. I was thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing here? Because I'm trying to apply for another job at the same time that was paying substantially less, but it was a workload that I could do. It's just, calling people as customer service and helping them with their orders and whatnot. I didn't get that job. So that kept me in turmoil for the first couple of days working here. So it made the first couple days of experience even worse. I came in every day. Muscles were aching, legs were sore because I don't stand for 8 hours at a time. I usually sit for 8 hours at a time. everything was sore for the first 2 weeks. 2 weeks, everything was sore, like non-stop. Like even on the weekends, on vacation, not vacation, but on the days off, I'm sore. I'm done. Every day it was painful. Like I had my arm hurts. Like at one point, I couldn't even lift my hands up, and at one point, I couldn't even walk because my legs were so fatigued. But after that 2 week gap, something just miraculously happened, and I just stopped getting sore. I took some advice from my coworkers to relieve soreness, and it just magically disappeared. And I just got used to the workload, and at one point, I even thought the sort was boring. How that happened was, the first week, I worked as a sorter, and that was my primary job. What a sorter does is, every package has a zip code. You look at the zip code, and then you throw it in a respective belt. There is 6 belts, I believe, or 5. Blue, yellow, green, red, purple, brown, and orange. Those are 7, my bad. Learning that chart, there was a big chart that they gave us. Learning it was a big pain in the neck the first couple of days, because I would look at the package, look at the number, be like, I don't know where this goes. And while I'm trying to figure out where it goes, more and more packages are coming from the unloader, because the unloader, all they have to do is unload the trucks and then sort the bulk. But for me, I had to look at every package, and especially if it's a really long package or a wide package is going up to, like, let's say Florida goes all the way up, like way over my head, and it's really long and wide, then it's going to take a really, really long time. When I say long, I mean more than 10 seconds to sort the package, when in reality it should only take like maybe 2 or 3 seconds. So in order to get past that gap, I just kept sorting. You keep getting better and better at it. It becomes muscle memory, and within 2 weeks, my packages per hour shot from 850, which is when I started, all the way up to 1380. So that's a huge, huge jump. You just gotta keep at it and don't give up. Because when you give up, that means you're giving in. That means you're running away from the work. Just keep that in mind. So also what happened when I worked at UPS was gain muscle. So my arms used to be, I know it's really hard to tell, but my arms used to be really flabby before. Like when you touch them, they would like jiggle a little bit. But now, rock solid. Everything rock solid. I didn't even see these biceps before. Not that they're really there. You're gonna get stronger working at this job, mentally and physically. I worked as a sorter for both the first 4 hours and the last 4 hours, so the night shift and the preload. And I can tell you that just working 4 hours, nothing. But when you work the additional 4 hours, that's when you start feeling it. So if you're thinking about going to UPS part-time, piece of cake. If you can just mentally handle the work, then the rest will just come easy to you. If you can mentally handle, supervisors yelling at you, people trying to beat each other up because the packages are too heavy, or like people just piss at each other because the packages are falling out the belt, just endure it. Like the pain is temporary. If you find the benefits and everything worth it, then go for it. On top of everything else, I also started to lose weight while working here. My first picture I took at the beginning of summer, I'll show it right now. I was weighing about 156, and now I weigh 142. So I'll show before and after pictures, just so you can see that there's a difference that this company can make in your life, in your physical well-being, and your lifestyle. So top 3 things I learned from working at UPS. Some of these may be repeats. First thing I learned is you just have to persevere. Perseverance is honestly the most important thing. Everybody has told me this, that you just keep going, keep working, don't give up. I had one time where I had to sort all these 60, 70 pound packages, 60, kept coming. I had trainers standing next to me, supervisors standing next to me, but they wanted to push me so I can carry those packages. I was physically able to do it, but mentally, I didn't feel like I was ready, so that was holding me back. And they showed me how to lift the packages correctly, and I killed that truck. Like, my arms were sore as hell after I finished that truck. But after I did it, literally every single other package that was going up, 48 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, they felt almost like nothing. So you're getting used to it by not giving up. Because sometimes the supervisors, they purposely push you to try to see what you're made out of, to see if you're supervised material. That's why they do all that stuff. Second thing I learned was you're going to adapt to the work. I work in the sort aisle. You are going to have a rough time in the first couple of days learning where each packages go. I'm going to put it for each section so you guys understand a little bit of perspective, because I've talked to my friends about their positions. So if you're an unloader, the first hardest thing you're going to learn is putting the labels up so the scanner on the top can read them. And also, it helps your sorter too, because you can sort them faster. And also, unloaders have to deal with bulk. Bulk is anything over 70 pounds or anything that's way too wide. So you have to pay attention to that. The trailers, there's boxes stacked up really high, and it's not that safe if you just go in and just grab the boxes in the middle, because a box could potentially fall, and it happens to be 80 pounds or 90 pounds. It might crush your head and break your neck, and you don't want to do that because it's not worth it. If you are a sorter, I just told you again, just adapt to it, just keep at it, and you'll learn all the zip codes. If you're a loader, we're trying to play Tetris to put all the boxes into the truck. That is something you also have to adapt to. There's a speed to it where there's a belt that's coming, and you have to just start stacking fast. And as you keep doing it, you're going to get faster. As long as you're motivated and you try every time you work, then it's just going to happen. Take it from me, it's going to happen. Third thing I learned that was the most important thing about UPS for me personally is safety. Safety is number one. Think about it like this. Let's say you want to go really, really fast on the sort. I'm going to use a lot of my examples from the sort because that's where I work. You want to go really fast. You want to whip packages. What if you whip a package at somebody that's walking by? They can get hurt really bad, and it'll be your fault. Work at your own pace. And also, let's say like if you carry up a package too fast from, let's say, 70 pounds here all the way up to orange belt, which is the highest belt on the top of your head, and you do it really fast, and you don't look at your surroundings and realize that there's another package coming. You push that package up there, and then you let go. And the package is going to fall back, and it might hit you, hit your toe, hit your body, worst case, break something on you. And you don't want that to happen, because it's not worth it. Like, what's going to happen? You're going to just go out. You're going to report it to UPS. They're going to put you on either on leave, or they're going to have you work in the office. And honestly, that's not worth it, because let's say without an arm, you can't carry a lot of the things. Without legs, or a leg, or a toe even, you might not be able to walk properly. And it's not worth it, especially if you're working minimum wage here. So make sure you work smart, you work safe. If a supervisor is telling you to hurry up, and you realize that this package is falling off the belt, just tell them that you're working as safely as you can. Stop the belt if you need to. If this package is falling on you, that's not safe. That's not worth it. So here's a short story about what happened. Actually, this was a few days ago. One time there was a package that was about maybe 40 or 50 pounds. I didn't personally handle this myself. A coworker behind me handled it, and he threw it onto the belt, onto green belt, which is right behind him, because he was sorting it. There was a small explosion. Boom. Like, that's all I heard. Like, we all turned around. We looked at it. We looked at him, and literally the whole entire side of the sort aisle was covered in smoke. We couldn't see anything, and we start freaking the heck out. We yelled, "Soup, soup," as loud as we could to get the supervisor here. And he came, and he started running so fast. The supervisor, he ran like, I thought he was the Flash for like a second. I didn't even see him. Like, he was on one side of the sort, and all of a sudden he's on the other side handling the package. Thankfully, it wasn't an explosion. It was just like really, really thick like gray powder that happened to be coming out of the box. It was fine, nobody got in trouble, and thankfully it wasn't an actual explosion, because that would have been scary. It just sounded like one because the box was heavy, and combine that with the cloud of smoke and everything, I just assumed that it was an explosion. Make sure you don't handle those. If you see any smoke coming out of a box, tell a soup, stop the belt. To conclude, should you work at UPS? I would say yes and no. If you are a fresh out of high school student that is just looking for a job during the summer, or a college student that's just looking for a job during the summer and your UPS is hiring summer temporaries, I recommend it. It's a pain in the neck. Your body's going to be sore for days and days on end, but it'll definitely strengthen your mind, and it'll also strengthen your body. You won't have to go to the gym, unless you really want to, of course. But you're going to feel good after working every day and getting that paycheck. I know the summer temporary position isn't offered at every UPS location. Just make sure you ask your local UPS if they're doing that sort of thing. I was fortunate enough to have that sort of thing offered to me. Also, I recommend working there if school is not for you. If you really, honestly, truly cannot find any other place to work at, if you're looking for health benefits and summer benefits with pay, and also if you're looking to climb at UPS, if you work your butt off and you don't always rely on a supervisor to fix everything, you try to fix it yourself, then you could get promoted to supervisor or even higher very, very soon. Just keep working at it and then you'll make it. And I would also say no, because I know UPS is not for everyone. I know some of my friends, they quit within a week after they started. This is hard physical labor. There's not too much thought into it, except when you're on the sort aisle or sometimes in the load aisle, where sometimes the boxes don't fit. Well, actually all the time the boxes don't fit into the trailer perfectly. You just gotta figure that stuff out. But it's not mentally challenging, it's just really, really physically exhausting. Like very, very physical exhausting. And if you can't handle that, combined with, let's say supervisors yelling at you because you're not getting the work done fast enough, and also the continuous change in schedule, because I know part-timers, sometimes they don't work the full 20 hours, sometimes they work different shifts, sometimes they have to work a lot of overtime. If you can't deal with the adjustment in time, then definitely UPS isn't the place for you. And also, if you find a better job, let's say like working at an office or doing something with your degree in college that will allow you to propel yourself up into the money system and make more money than honestly minimum wage, then don't work at UPS. Plain and simple. If you need to work there and you don't have any other choice, work there. If you want to increase your mentality and then try to get a small workout in there, work there. If there's a better job opportunity for you, then don't work there. It's easy as that. So I'm glad you watched this whole video. I'm sorry I rambled on a lot, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Anything you guys want, comment below. I will definitely upload a few more videos that will be a lot shorter than this one. How to survive the night shift, UPS tips and tricks for surviving, and also a story, or not story, but a compilation of stories from UPS workers that I'm going to either ask my workers to tell me or record them for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. My name is Akemi. I am signing off.